It's the title decider. It's all or nothing in Valencia. It's lights out, and we are racing, firing away from pole position. The dream star from world champion Pecco Bagnaia. He's going to lead the field into the first corner. The KTMs are side by side on the run down to turn one as well. Martin's had a really good start as well. He's coming through up almost in the second place.
He is going to be second as they go into turn two. He's up the inside of Brad Binder. Jorge Martin could not have scripted that much better. Bagnaia, though, has got the start he wanted. Clear tarmac ahead of him.
Just what we want in the title decider, to crash further back down the field. But this is stage set. This is game on. This is the showdown we wanted. The top two riders in the championship, first and second in this Grand Prix. Bezzecchi is the early four. Let's hope Marco's okay. Martin's trying to get close here and use some of that Ducati horsepower, use some of the slipstream to maybe attack Bagnaia on the brakes in the first corner. Bagnaia got brilliant drive coming out of that second gear, turn 14. Martin not close enough to strike. So lap one of the title showdown in the books, and it has gone to plan A, it's gone to perfection for Pecco. Martin again tries to pick up the edge grip coming down through the tyre punishing turn 13, but once again Bagnaia is just a little bit wide, a little bit offline. They've got to be careful, it's dirty offline here, and is that going to cost him some exit speed? Can Martin pounce on the run to the first corner?
Well, that number one Ducati really does punch off that final corner, even with that pull line. Contact between the two of them. Wow. Martin runs off.
That's Martin. He got sucked into the dirty air, didn't he, behind Bagnaia, and that could be it. That could be the World Championship over here. That was all about the slipstream. He got too close. Bagnaia had the exact same incident with the Gian Antonio in Qatar 7 days ago. Have we just seen the key moment of this year's MotoGP World Championship at turn one on lap 3 here in Valencia? This is the big moment then. This is all because Bagnaia ran wide at the final corner. He's going to get sucked into the dirty air there. Ooh. How close was that? You saw there, Bagnaia's Ducati actually shook, I think, in the turbulence.
Like from the back of Bagnaia.
That was so close. That was a carbon copy moment, wasn't it, of Bagnaia and the Gian Antonio in Qatar, millimetres away from the pair of them going down.
Well, Pecco Bagnaia leads by 0.3 of a second from Brad Binder. Yeah, as you say, surely Ducati have to put a pit board out to Bagnaia to tell him where Martin is, that he's running in 8th place. But Bagnaia, never has it been a truer word than the safest place in a motorcycle race is at the front.
There has been another dramatic late plot twist here. Martin trying to recover some of the lost places. On the inside he goes of Alex Marquez. No further action taken from the FI MotoGP stewards. They looked at the Bezzecchi Marquez's incident, which Bezza unfortunately came off the worst of. Martin working his way firmly back into contention here. On the inside of Maverick Vinales, is going to try and tough it out. On the inside they go through turn 5, shaking his head. Maverick Vinales is out there fighting for Aprilia.
Martin comes through again on Vinales, but again it doesn't work out for him.
And how close is that between Marquez and Zarco directly ahead of him? This is not what Jorge Martin needs. Vinales being a proper pest here in Valencia. Jorge Martin running in hot through turn 4 to make the initial pass on Vinales, ran a little bit offline. The gap was clearly there. Vinales was going to take it. Zarco and Marquez leaning on each other coming through turn 14. This is certainly playing into the hands of the KTMs ahead of them, Binder and Miller. Bagnaia 1:30.607. Miller at the moment is the quickest of the top 3.
Yeah, little does Joan Zarco know it, but carving up Marc Marquez is not really helping his teammate Jorge Martin, because it's backing this pair up into Martin. Marquez through again on Zarco. You saw the smoke from his boot as Martin picks the opportunity up and goes through on Vinales. This time, that's for keeps.
This is MotoGP at its very best, when it's all on the line. The world's best riders go for it. Oh, that's Marquez and Jorge Martin. They've tangled in turn 4, and that is your lot. That is game over. Pecco Bagnaia is the 2023 MotoGP World Champion. He's just lost the lead as well to Brad Binder. Heartache inside the Prima Ducati garage on the biggest day of his life, the biggest day of his career. It's all gone wrong for Martin.
He
collects Marc Marquez, who gets launched into orbit. That was horrendous for Marc Marquez, and that is it. It's not the finish, not the dramatic finish we were hoping for, down to the checkered flag, but those opening 5 laps have packed a season's worth of drama, haven't they, into this Grand Prix of Valencia. year. But Pecco Bagnaia now, there will be a big message on his dashboard, a big message on his pit board. Jorge Martin, 89, out. And Pecco Bagnaia will be in the luxury position of cruising. There's the board. Martin out. And Pecco Bagnaia now can breathe a huge sigh of relief because he is retaining the MotoGP World Championship. Prima Prama Ducati have fought an incredible fight. They have been stars, haven't they, on so many occasions in the MotoGP World Championship this year. That's a horrendous incident for Marc Marquez. Let's hope that the 8 times world champion is okay. A painful ending to his illustrious career as a HRC rider. No, nothing that Marquez could do. Paolo Campinotti, the whole of Prima Prama Ducati, try and console Jorge Martin right now, who without question will be inconsolable. That is not the way that Marc Marquez was hoping to end his incredible 11-season career at Repsol. The best news is, though, he's up on his feet, he's walking, he's certainly sore, he's certainly going to be battered and bruised. A big outtake of breath from Marquez. We're on board now then with Martin. On the inside he goes. We're going to get a flash of Repsol Honda there in front of us, and that fires Marc Marquez a good 10 or 12 feet into the air. That was a proper bruiser. Same mistake he made in the sprint, even worse though, wasn't it?
That penalty lane.
Well, he ran wide there when trying to find a way through. Well, he let Jorge Martin through in the sprint, and that is a proper dropping of the ball, isn't it, for Binder?
Just as we were talking about, potentially ending his winning drought, Jack Miller suddenly is now in position to take a victory for the first time since Motegi last year. Boy, here comes Binder then at the inside of Alex Marquez, and he bashes Alex Marquez aside, and you can see what Alex thinks of that. That's the first and last time you do that to me, he says. This is into 4, and he just barges his way through on Alex Marquez, and there you can see the hand gesture from Alex Marquez, letting us know exactly what he thought of it. Well, I'd imagine, I was about to say, Brad Binder will see now, if he hasn't already, that he needs to draw one position. He's too busy trying to gain one from Maverick Vinales. Here's Binder then, certainly not looking like he's going to try and drop a position. He's now going to drop 2.
Yeah, Binder pretty clearly hasn't seen the message.
And if he doesn't, he might get a long lap, and he's now sticking his left foot out there on the way out of turn number 1. There is a lot of anger behind that helmet, and that, by the way, Brad, is not the one position you need to drop.
It's not. He's got to get in as well here behind Fabio Di Gianantonio too.
And is that him down at the front?
Is that Miller?
Down.
Oh, Jack Miller's gone down hard in the gravel trap at turn 10. KTM are throwing away, well, they've thrown away a 1-2.
What more
a
can
1-2
happen?
that was in their hands a few laps ago. Brad Binder made a mistake going into turn 10 that saw him lose nearly 4 seconds, and he lost the lead.
Well,
and now here is Miller going into turn 10. And what does this mean? Pecco Bagnaia could win the MotoGP World Championship from the top step of the podium. He's now desperately trying to fight away onto the podium because Di Gianantonio does sneak on the inside through turn 11. Here he comes into turn number 4. He dispenses of Zarco, and Di Gianantonio up into second place. Was that the last opportunity then for Fabio Di Gianantonio? He's got turn 14 remaining as the curtain comes down on this incredible 2023 World Championship campaign. He comes on the inside of Bagnaia. He will not be close enough, and Pecco Bagnaia retains the MotoGP World Championship. Pecco Bagnaia is your 2023 MotoGP World Champion, and he does it in some style. He takes the victory in a Valencia Grand Prix, which was one of the best of the season. What a season for Ducati and for Pecco Bagnaia. He retains the World Championship, the first Italian to do so since Valentino Rossi back in 2009. He is now a 3 times Grand Prix World Champion, of course. 5 years ago, he took the first one, 2018 Moto2 King.
That is the way that you clinch the biggest prize of all on 2 wheels. Pecco Bagnaia, race winner, world champion.
If you love MotoGP videos, like and subscribe.